up, guys? Welcome to a new season of Page Perspective. I'm your host, Madi Trifiletti. I have the other host on the phone with me, Mary Jelves. What's up, Mary?
What's up?
There's another person that used to host this with us. She's also online. Kaylee. Remember, what's her name again? Kaylee.
I did not remember her last name.
I don't remember her last name either.
It's Kaylee.
It's Kaylee, yeah. She's a sophomore this year, and she's also doing online. And so is Mary. That's why I'm calling her. And hopefully he'll be back by next year. I
will definitely be back next year.
I really, really miss you, bro. Okay.
I miss you too.
Okay, so before we get into this episode, for those who are new and don't know how this podcast came to be, it really honestly was Mary's idea. And she just came up to me asking if I wanted to do the podcast with her because she's been talking about it for how long have you been wanting to do it?
We were talking about it for a few months.
Yeah.
And then we finally asked Mr. Flowers. We were like, he goes, yeah, let's do it. I was like, that was easy.
I know. Yeah, and didn't we go up to him for 2 to 3 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Mr. Flowers. That was great. He got all equipment and stuff for the podcast, and
he got the expert equipment.
I know, right? What's up, Mr. Flowers? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but have you been wanting to do the podcast for a while before we ever decided to bring it up to you?
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about it, but obviously we didn't have the equipment to just. We could have pieced something together, but it would not have been this. It would just have been a couple microphones and probably in that audio room and just kind of confined and. Yeah. So it definitely would have been not what we have now. And,
yeah.
And that kind of thing. But we had talked about it, but it really wasn't a priority at that point until you guys made it a priority.
Yeah. What was your reaction when Mary and I went up to you and asked if we can do it?
I tell you what, anytime a student comes to me and says they want to do something, I really don't care what it is, unless it's obviously inappropriate. But if it's something creative, I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. And I think my response was, yeah, just let's see what we can do. And my favorite thing about the whole process, obviously, you guys kind of keep coming and saying, I think you guys did it for maybe 3 weeks in a row or something. Just like,
did we, Mary? I don't remember, something like that.
It's like, can we still do the podcast? And a week later, are we going to be able to do the podcast? So
it was basically just me, Mary, dragging me to go up to you and stuff.
Yeah.
With her. And
well,
you did technically drag me to go up with you, pretty much. So.
Yeah. Well, you always have an instigator, then you always have to have some support, So
yeah, that's true.
There you go. But for me, it was that process of then it was just like, okay, anytime we got students who are really interested in something, I just want to figure out how. How do we do this? How can we make this happen?
Yeah.
And so I just took a shot and sent an email to our CTE director and people that kind of have some money and said, hey, I've got some girls wanting to do this, and this is going to be, really the first podcast setup in Williamson County. We would be the first, and you guys instigated it. And 2 days later, I got an email back and said it's been ordered.
Oh, sweet.
I went, yeah.
Nice.
I said, yeah, so cool. So, yeah, that's kind of how it went down, and now we've got all this lovely gear here, and we actually bought some cameras that go up kind of looking at each individual, each individual seat if we want to do video along with it. So.
Does that mean we're your favorites now or something?
Well,
no, I'm just kidding.
I don't actually play favorites, but yes, okay.
Yes. You hear that, Mary? We're his favorites. Okay.
Shh, don't tell.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Flowers.
You're welcome. Bye.
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 Okay, so sweet.
Epic.
Epic, we're the favorites. Sweet. So coming up this week, we have Veterans Day, which is today. That means the JRTC will be doing the Veterans Day parade in downtown Franklin, I believe. And then on Thursday, there's a senior perk on Thursday, which I'm not so sure what the seniors will be doing, but I'm sure it's great because I've heard a ton of good stuff about Senior Perk. And then on Friday, it will be the virtual talent show. Hopefully, it'll be alright and fun. I'm sure it'll be just as good as it usually is in real life. Alright, that's all for today, folks. Thanks, Mary, for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in to Page High News for more info on this week, Friday, November 13th. I'm your host, Madi Trifiletti. Thank you for tuning in.